Amazing. So welcome to the 12th session of the Gaia Goes in Action. Every week tuning in right now here from Costa Rica. Today we are presenting Brittni from Rascarey organization. She's working with sea turtles in one of the most biodiverse regions of the world in Costa Rica, where actually 6% of all biodiversity from the world is represented. So definitely stay tuned for that. And before we start with our dear presenter, I would just love to take some time to share the vision of Gaia protection and what Gaia protection means to us and why we're doing this week after week, month after month. So Gaia protection is basically a platform that is a nonprofit in Germany and currently developed into a social startup app, which vision is to really create an open space for like-minded people that are visionary, that are solution-oriented, that wish to create a change in the world by thinking globally as one global family, but acting locally in our communities. Therefore, we develop now an app that matches projects with 1, team members, and 2, funding. Why? Because we think that it is important that the solutions of the world, the solutions that are everywhere in each corner of our cities and communities, deserve to be developed even quicker and more successful over the time. Because time is limited and we should definitely take the next 10 years to make a change as a global family in this beautiful world. Therefore, we focus on our form of the Sustainable Development Goals, the Gaia goals. We have 3 different areas: social, environmental, and governance. And there we focus on animal and plants, waters and oceans, what is basically the combination of our speaker today, agriculture and nutrition, but also waste and recycling, energy and mobility, industry transformation, art and culture, justice and peace, and last but not least, research and education. So if you are out there listening to this right now live on Facebook or maybe another day, just know that there are multiple ways to become a part of this movement. We are looking for Gaia ambassadors, strong individuals that are really looking forward to create a momentum of leading the change. How can we do that? So first things first is mapping out the solutions, the already working projects on the ground that are making a change in the communities. Getting in touch with our local governments and creating bridges between policymakers and the community. And last but not least, to all the storytellers and content creators out there, media is the new source of information. We need those passionate and motivated people that share the content, the positive news of tomorrow. So if anyone is out there listening to this right now, we're always a message away, super inspired to collaborate and work with everyone who is passionate about making a change in the world. And this being said, thank you so much for joining us today, dear Brittni. Brittni is a dear friend of mine that I met 3 years ago on Finca Morpho, which is a permaculture farm in Costa Rica. And we both share the love of education, of holistic education and integrative approaches where individuals and environment and also the industry gets combined. So Brittni is especially focused about creating this bridge between a holistic movement in Canada and Costa Rica, but also teaching mindfulness, eco-literacy, arts, and indigenous wisdom to children and adults. So thank you very much, Brittni, for taking your time today, for doing the things that you do, and for saving the turtles with your organization, Rascarey. Brittni, the stage is yours.
So the symbolism of turtles is really strong. It's the peacemaker. It can represent strength, perseverance, fertility. And so for my whole life, I've loved turtles, but I never was able to see one not living close to the ocean. So 2 years ago, when I came to Costa Rica, I was looking for them. I was looking far and wide to be able to see a sea turtle. And it was one beautiful day where the ocean was sparkling blue. The sky, you know, the Oso Peninsula is just brimming with life. So I was walking along the beach and I saw my first sea turtle in a big wave, but it was dead. And that was my kind of awakening, is that and many others. So I'll show you these images. The first one, when we were working this year, there was a 5-year-old carey, Tortuga carey, that we found in one of the rivers during a sea turtle patrol. So you can see on the left, that's a baby sea turtle, unfortunately. And this is one of the most critically endangered turtles in the whole world. The middle picture represents what we see often, plastic bottles, not only from here, but all the way from China. A lot of pollution gets washed up. And that last picture on the right, that is a hermit crab who's mistaken a shell, a natural organic shell, for a toothpaste cap, which he made his home, which is all of these signs being alarm bells for this place is in need of help. This is actually just from a few days ago. One of our volunteers found this carcass of a Tortuga carey once more. So this must be only about 30 years old turtle, an adult turtle. However, it's not nesting season, so it's unusual for them to even be on the land. They only come to land for nesting, and so it's way past the season. You can see that he had been eaten by a predator, but it makes you wonder, why would he be on the land in the first place? So we think that it's probably due to being sick or being affected by boat activity. And so you can see on the right, we've collected his shells and kind of have them here in our sanctuary for educational purposes. So here is a statistic that always gets everyone. Only an estimated 1 in 1,000 baby turtles will survive into adulthood once released into the ocean. And that's after being protected in the beach. I don't know if you knew that. So Rascarey, this is our independent project that we started just in 2020. We decided, after being given a little grant from Corcovado Foundation, to really manifest our own vision, what it means to have a conservation project. And so we have a very unique perspective compared to other conservation projects. We have a genuine interest in connecting people to Costa Rica, to the Oso Peninsula, and this area in particular. I'll go on. So this year, when the pandemic hit, there was no international people, which is usually the lifeblood of these conservation efforts, because they have the economical means to be able to pay for their experiences, to do ecotourism, to do volunteer experiences in the animal conservation industry. So this year, for the majority of the time, it was locals. It was the locals and myself in this specific project taking care of the turtles. So here we are. And this year we managed to, despite all of the challenges, protect 96 nests, which had 7,600 baby turtles in them. And during beach cleanups, we collected 300 kilograms of ocean waste. And you can see here the 3 core members of our foundation is Esteban, my partner. He's a Tico, local Costa Rican. He's co-founder and leader of the conservation aspects, and he's been living here on the beaches his whole life, and basically grew up with the turtles from the time he was a very young boy. and he was actually taught mostly under the guidance of our esteemed friend and notary ethnobotanist Jonathan Miller Weisberger, who has had the program and is under his wing for many years, 15 years. So slowly, as Esteban got older, now this opportunity comes for him to take direction. And myself, as a passionate animal lover and educator, I'm very involved in this project as well. On the right there, that's Steven Nunez, our dear friend. He's our resident artist, photographer, videographer extraordinaire. He's very talented, can create murals in minutes, beautiful pieces of joy, and uses, you know, the flower of life a lot in his art. Just a really beautiful soul. So where are we? We are located in a place called Rincon de San Josecito. It is 10 kilometers outside of Drake Bay. And Drake Bay already itself is quite isolated from the nearest sort of civilized zone. So you can see on the map there, we're actually part of a forest reserve right next to Corcovado National Park. And this is what our beach looks like. We cover 2 kilometers. You can see from where we start here at the beginning of the photo all the way to the end, that's about 1.7 to 2 kilometers. And so we'll do patrullas in the night, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Here's our aerial shot of our campus, which has since gone under some reparations and innovations. All right, so here are the 7 different types of species of turtles that grace our earth. And here on Playa Rincon, we have Tortuga Lora, which you can see in the photo. We rescued 100% Tortuga Lora nests this year. There were no cave, besides the one that the image I showed you of the unfortunately dead one. And then Verde is very, very, very rare. Sometimes though, sometimes there are green turtles. So why are we doing this work? Why are we conserving the turtles? Well, the turtles need our help. The turtles undergo a lot of stress from human activity, and they're dying out. There are many, many predators on the beach. So black hawks, big crabs, domestic dogs, they often find the nests and will uproot them, and there will be no eggs whatsoever. There's light pollution from humans creating big buildings. The turtles don't like to go towards the light. So bonfires on the beach. This is killing a lot of baby turtles. There's lots of illegal hunting and poaching to eat the eggs, to make jewelry out of the shells, to make leather out of the skin, etc. Of course, human activity is creating habitat loss in the oceans itself. The seagrass is dying. The seagrass, Johnson seagrass in particular, is very endangered. Coral reefs are dying, as everyone knows. Pollution from oil spills. The turtles are confusing plastic for food for jellyfish, and those are being consumed. And really toxic material for the turtles to ingest. There's boat activity, commercial fishing, and of course the overarching problem is climate change. And with sea turtles in particular, they are temperature dependent, sex determinant, which means that the temperature of the sand that they are born in the nests determines if they will be female or male. So the higher the temperatures, the more females. And of course, temperatures are rising, which means there's going to be a large female bias of sea turtles in our life if we don't stop doing what we're doing. Well, if us in particular keep doing what we're doing, there could be a change, but you know what I mean. All right, so this is what a bag of turtle eggs looks like in the night. We use a red light. infrared light so as not to disturb their development. And we transfer these to our nursery. And this is what a vivero or turtle nursery looks like when it's half full. And so this is pretty much just mocking what a mother would do on the beach. So this is a very natural representation of what a turtle would be living in the nest. And this is a really amazing way for us to keep track of the statistical analysis and biology aspect of the turtle mortality. So once 45 days after being in the nest, they are born, 45 to 60 days, so 5 to 6 weeks. And then we have turtle liberations, which is, it's full of joy. We love getting the local children involved. And you can see more here. Just very, very precious moments. So this year we did 96 nests. A lot of the time, international and local people will come out, which is, you can see on the top right there. That was a fairly big turnout. So yeah, another part of our project we are very adamant about is doing a weekly beach cleanup, given the amount of plastic and garbage that washes up here. So it becomes this really fun activity. A lot of our volunteers will voluntarily go out anyways. It doesn't necessarily have to be a planned event. So it's really nice to see it becoming sort of a ritual for people. You can see here. And then with that garbage, a lot of the time we're sorting through it and doing upcycling projects. So we actually just completed this one. We had 5 bags of washed up bottles. And so we sorted through those, washed them, and then created with bamboo walls. You can see these are becoming walls for our greenhouse, and this is the final product. Another part of our project is sustainability. So getting people involved and really the hands-on part about, using natural resources, building what you can find, sourcing everything from the land. And you can see here on the left, we created an education center recently. This is a very brand new project. We just finished this. So it's exciting because we can be able to host hopefully children there in the future, maybe sell coconut water or something. Yeah, we use a lot of bamboo. We've made compost beds, you can see on the right, and then we've also made a little garden or greenhouse with bamboo garden beds. And then there is communal living, which is a big part of our project. It's amazing. It's amazing to see how people receive this new way of life. A lot of people come in never having lived with more than 1 or 2 people, and this camp here of ours, it can host about 12 people, and so a lot of the time it'll be 12 of us living, eating, cooking, doing projects together, and we have a really amazing flow. So yeah, mindfulness is at the core of our project. So a lot of the times we will cook vegetarian, we will cook high vibrational foods, food from the land. We use a lot of plantain, and you can see star fruit juice. We use coconut to make coconut milk together, coconut oil, a lot of things sourced from the land here. And we plant, we love planting, transplanting, we've got papayas, cacao, and the likes. This is very cool. This is one of my favorite things out here, is because of how geographically isolated we are. This still exists, or this is a very old way of life. It's called treque in Spanish. Do you know? It's like an interchange of goods. So you can see in the boat here, we've harvested some plantains and pipas, and these guys are going out to trade that for fish. There's fishermen who do very sustainable fishing, very slow style fishing, definitely not commercial. So yeah, we go and trade land items for sea items. So yeah, so where we are, the Oso Peninsula, I think there's a popular quote that it's home to 2.5% of the whole entire world's biodiversity, which is just incredible. And it's true. Every day I'm seeing new things. Every other day I see something so different. We have a tapir that visits us. It's just incredible. It's kind of like what you would probably see in Corcovado National Park. We are able to see here, given how close we are to the park itself. And there's beautiful sunsets every day, and just like it's brimming with life. It's absolutely abundant. And so our big goal is to be able to preserve this precious piece of earth that was once an island, by the way. 2 million years ago, the Oso Peninsula was an island that merged with Costa Rica. And the biodiversity is just, it's so important for us as human beings, as well as the animals themselves. Just, you know, loss of biodiversity in nature means losing our ecosystems, our food chains, and therefore our foundation of life on Earth as humans. So the big idea here is to be able to educate about that and get people involved, really truly connect with nature. The other solutions include educating and involving the youth, of course. Leila, you know, I'm a big advocate for working with children. I've worked in outdoor schools, forest schools, have done all types of eco-literacy projects. So this is really the root, I believe, of how we can tackle this problem of loss of biodiversity is strengthening children's connection to nature and involving them. And there's a beautiful holistic initiative in Ojo in Costa Rica that I was a part of called Life Project Education. It was an amazing opportunity. Alice Robinson is the founder of the school, and she has a beautiful, beautiful initiative going on there. So I took a lot away from being able to work there. And in fact, she encouraged me to write a book with the children. I already have a children's book about fruit, but when I was at the camp, she said, you need to recreate your book with the children. And so that was such a dream come true, being able to work there, but also getting to do this. And I can actually provide a link for everyone. I've made that document free for everyone to have like a digital copy of that. So it's an A to Z picture book called Sea Life from a different perspective, and it's an alphabet adventure. And it goes into detail about different endangered animals in the ocean. So yeah, that was a beautiful camp that Life Project hosted, and you know that's where it's at, I believe, with really getting to the root of climate change is being able to make children into little earth guardians, earth warriors. But also, what do we do with the adults? How can we change them? Well, immersion programs like ours is kind of what we're hoping adults can come involve themselves in and make the lifestyle change, or really learn a lot, intercultural exchange, back to basics, and less is more mentality. So just increasing awareness on the real problems that our Earth is facing. You know, at an individual level, what you can do now, I think everyone knows, refusing single-use plastics. So saying no to plastic bags, straws, those kinds of things. Going zero waste is really becoming popular, which is a really beautiful movement, I believe. And, you know, not buying new materials, so not buying any new clothes, looking for secondhand, making your own, do it yourself, upcycling, those kinds of things. And then on a grander scale, reforestation. Reforestation is a big solution to our global climate change problem that can offset the carbon dioxide emissions already here. So yeah, we need your help. Our sea turtle environmental conservation project, we're only in our first year and we're in need of funding. We've been blessed to have help from various volunteers and certain organizations, but in order for us to continue to function, in the way that we foresee it, we really need some hands-on help as well as financial assistance. So things like equipment for the sea turtle nesting season, which is only 2 months away. Where, things like backpacks, pencils, headlamps, very simple things, garbage bags for the beach cleanup, paintings for signs, and material for making the vivero, which is for the transfer of baby turtles. Improving the campsite for volunteers. Where we are is very, we're immersed in the jungle, we're very open air. And so there's creatures and all sorts of surprises. It's a very old house. And so we would love to be able to improve the campsite to help improve volunteer experience here. And also we would love to be able to get a better water filter system. We do have a Sawyer bucket filter, which is, it's amazing. It gets rid of 99.9% of bacteria, but it doesn't last as long as we were thinking it would. So, things like that, water filters we're in need of. Maintenance of the house, the roof here is 20 years old. We need things like light bulbs, etc. Very basic materials that we really need. And then, of course, we need you. We are seeking talent and members to join our team, people such as biologists, photographers, yoga and wellness practitioners, animal lovers, artists, educators, anyone seeking a more nature-connected life. We would love to hear from you. And then also volunteers. We have 2 seasons. So right now we're in summer. So we do the sustainable summer immersion while there's no turtles nesting and getting prepared for the turtle season. And then the actual intense sea turtle season in rainy season, we really need help. We need a lot of people to join the team. And so yeah, our website is up now and has the application form. Yeah, I guess I'll go on. So yeah, in the future, in an ideal future, we are hoping the campsite will be in better shape, more art, more expression, renovations, improvements, more cabinas on the property. And then the grand dream is to be self-sufficient, to be able to have solar panel energy, reliable compost systems, permaculture rich involvement, fully functioning community, and long-term core members who share our vision. And then, of course, the camp will also function as an education center for children, operating as a holistic environmental awareness collective. I guess the big issue is being able to cross the bridges between the local and the international demographics. And it's my dream to be able to have those 2 intersect, and kind of the demographic of people down here, the local people down here are a little bit more conservative. And so my hope is to be able to introduce people to a more holistic style education. The public school systems are very strict on the children. So just bringing this different quantum lens physics and energetic lens in educating children, because I believe that project-based learning is the future and can really help change the fate of our planet. So, there you go.